Hi there, good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Silver Screen Show. Thanks for joining us on this lovely, frozen, cold day.
Oh my god, it's so cold.
Yeah, I had to go to I went to cinema today for this show, for the film. The aircon was dead, heating was there, so it's freezing in there. I'm like, the things I did for this show.
We do it for the likes.
I could have just walked out of the cinema, and I need to go and talk about it afterwards, so I soldiered on.
Congrats. I mean, did you have a coat?
No.
Why not? It's cold.
I didn't think the thing would be broken though. They didn't tell you this stuff beforehand. But apart from that, this is keeping me away from watching the Arsenal game. Disappoint me as well, so it's a plus.
I like how you got that little rant in.
Yeah,
as well.
I don't want to become Arsenal fan TV, but you guys, man, seriously, this is your defense. It's horrible. let's not get distracted by that. But yeah, joined with Elenia. How are you?
I am good. Good.
How's your week? Anything interesting to report? Apart from exploding from this Infinity Wars trailer.
Oh my god.
Which you
Yeah, we will do that later. But yeah, no, same in the cinema today. Had a good time.
Yeah, we don't have much time to watch these during the week.
Yeah, we had trouble, like, you said there wasn't really anything, and I listed off like a load of stuff
I was
to
like,
do.
oh, fair enough.
We'll do it.
We'll do it. I'll get out on this frozen night and report in.
Yeah. A lot of de-icing of the car this week.
Right, so today we have Wonder, we have Battle of the Sexes, and we have a look at the Infinity Wars trailer that came out, so that's all to come. So to kick off, we'll go with Wonder. So Wonder, Eleni has watched, so I will cross-examine you on this.
Yes.
So let's kick it off.
Right, okay, so a little bit of background. We've got a 10-year-old kid. He's got this very rare medical condition, like a facial difference. He's had a lot of plastic surgery to try and make him look normal, but obviously it hasn't, there's no way that it can make him look like everybody else. So he gets homeschooled and his family decide to put him into middle school, which doesn't go very smoothly, as you might imagine. You know, he looks very, very different from people there. Some of the kids are scared of him. They think he's contagious. Kids are very, very cruel. There's a bit of bullying in there, and it is very, very emotional, but it pulls on a lot of things like prejudice and the importance of family, friends, and just trying to turn around your impression of someone and trying to take that ignorance and actually teach them something. And it's like not judging a book by its cover, and saying it's rude to stare, but it's okay to ask questions. You know, someone came over and said, you know, why do you look like that? And that's fine. Exactly. And like saying no freaks allowed and go die, which happens.
Yeah, like I said, kids have no empathy at that age, so they will say whatever.
It was seriously cruel.
So is this based on a real life events, or is it like a novel, or?
It's a book. So it's a New York Times bestseller, came out in 2012, which isn't exactly based on real life. It's more like the author had an interaction with a child with some kind of sort of facial difference or deformity, and her child started crying when they saw this other child, and she tried to remove her terrified child from the situation, which only made things worse. And from like that experience, and then songs from lyrics from a song called Wonder, she made these books. So yeah, it's very, very good, and it's not just from the perspective of the kid. It's from the perspective of his sister, who feels neglected because obviously
the kids receiving extra
he gets all the attention. He has to go to several hospital appointments and all this kind of stuff. So she feels neglected. It's also from the perspective of the child who, another kid in the school who becomes his best friend, and he says like, I felt really sorry for this guy because he's come into the school and he doesn't have any friends. Everyone's scared of him. But I went and I got to know him, and it started off that, you know, his mum told him to be friends with him and be nice. And then he actually got to know him and was like, he's actually funny.
Just a normal kid.
Oh, so, you know, this person actually has a personality. Who knew? And Hez was like, I want to be friends with him. And then there's like the boy's sister's friend who, you know, sees him as a little brother, and her family life is quite bad, in that like her parents have split up. Her mum's a basket case, an alcoholic, and she's very jealous of her friend and her friend's little brother and their whole family. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's all about the importance of friendship and family, and how this kid not only brings people up, but brings them together.
Right, so any film that stars children, obviously it's important that the kid does well, otherwise it's very noticeable. So how do they work? How do they...
Yeah.
Are they good? Are they bad? Is it annoying, or like How do you say?
It's more natural than you think it would be. There are points where I was like, it's very obviously like a child acting, but it works because they're uncomfortable and they're supposed to be uncomfortable. So you can see like they're a bit uncomfortable with what they're saying, and they meet him and they're like,
and naturally, even as kids, they just don't know how to react.
Exactly. Even adults don't sometimes know how to react in that situation. They'll be like overly patronising and be like, "Can he hear me? Can he understand me?"
In this as well, probably.
Oh, there was one awful parent. So there's the worst woman on the planet, and the worst thing is that people actually exist who do this. So the kid who is bullying Oggy, is the name of the child. His name is August, but he gets called Oggy. And there's a really cute bit where he meets a girl, and she's called Summer, and he was like, "We say that we're the group of summer names because Summer and August." It's really sweet. But there's a kid who is just relentlessly bullying him, takes the mick out of the fact that he's got like he's got a braid like a Padawan. Braid from Star Wars, and he gets really upset because they take the mickey out of it. He cuts it off, and like he says, do everyone a favor, go die. Calls him Freddy Krueger, and all this horrible stuff. And there's a bit where the principal is like, "This isn't the only thing," and just takes out all of these notes he's been giving the kid over like the whole months. And the kid's this bully Julian, his mum is like, "Well, maybe he should just stay at home because he's ugly."
You can see where the kid gets it from.
Exactly. Like his dad says, we have a lot of money and we have a lot of friends on the board. And the principal says, "Well, I have more, so your kid is still suspended." And he's boss, that guy. The principal, is played by Mandy Patinkin, who is in Criminal Minds, a series I love. And he's also Inigo Montoya from The Princess Bride. He's like, "My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father."
Right. So let's talk about the bad side of things. Is there anything that you didn't particularly like, or anything that you think you could have improved upon if you were like, I suppose it's a novel, so you gotta stick to what they're all. But in anything you didn't enjoy too much particularly about it, or was it?
It was a little long.
How long?
I thought. I guess it was like. It was pushing 2 hours, so it wasn't. I felt like it just pulled on a little bit.
We'll use the wonders of technology and we can have a quick look. But while I stall, you can carry on.
But it was really nice. I really liked the fact that you looked at other people's perspectives, and especially his sister, because it reminded me of the sister in My Sister's Keeper. And if you haven't seen that, it's about a girl who has cancer, and it's about her sister, who was basically genetically made to act as an organ donor for her sister who has cancer.
Is that based on a novel as well? Or that
yeah, that's a novel as well.
It's 1 hour 53 minutes, so that is
it is quite long, and it is emotionally draining. Like my friend and I, Zoe, hi. We came out and we were just absolutely drained. She actually.
By the way, Zoe, we charge for shout outs, so that's send you the details later.
But she was like, it pulled on every single heartstring, and it really did. And there's a beautiful quote from the principal again. It was like, "He can't change the way he looks, but we can change the way we see." And it was absolutely beautiful, and it was really touching. Some of it was really sad, especially the part with the dog. I'm not going to ruin it, but I got really upset about that. And I'm like, why is that necessary? Why have you done that? But it's just another thing. He was like,
he wrote it, man. Go hate anyone on his Twitter account.
I think at that point the kid was like, "The dog is my only friend," and then
Right. So let's wrap this up. Let's have your quick review. What did you think? How can you sum it up?
It was heartbreaking and warming.
Excellent. Sounds like a nice little emotional watch if you wanna.
Yeah.
I was actually look when I saw the trailer. This does.
Yeah.
May watch it. It did get my interest going.
Yeah, and it does have some funny bits in it as well. And like he has a very good sense of humor, and then he has.
Owen Wilson's in it, right? Is he more serious?
Yeah,
Is it a few slapstick moments? Cause
not slapstick, but he is the comedy character in the story. So at the end he gets this award at school, and he talks about how like, "I think that my friends should get an award for even talking to me in the first place. My sister for being neglected and being with me and being my best friend anyway. My dad being funny, and then my mum because she's amazing." And it was really
inspiring. You think it'll be listed for any of these upcoming? This is Oscar season now, isn't it? All the
Oscar
bait movies.
Yeah,
come out.
It was 85% and it was really good, and it had really weird stuff like his little imaginings. He was imagining Chewbacca walking around with him in the school, and there was
some early Star Wars promotion.
yeah, and then like Darth Sidious, like the kid was calling him Darth Sidious, so he saw Darth Sidious standing there like a lot of Chewbacca and a lot of like astronaut things because he loves science and space. But no, definitely it should be in the running.
Great,
I
awesome.
definitely think so.
Right, so moving on. Next